As of October 23rd, 2016, Apple's iPod turns exactly 15 years old, since initially being released on October 23rd, 2001. It was the brainchild of Steve Jobs, the late CEO, founder, and chairman of Apple, who wanted to make his own take on the portable music device, where the existing devices at the time were just awful. They had awful operating systems, awful displays, they were badly designed, the input methods were terrible, and Steve Jobs thought, okay, it's time for Apple to step into the game and make one of their own. The iPod became actually one of Apple's greatest successes. It set the standard for music devices, and all the other companies they used that standard to make their music devices further on. In 2001, like I said, it set the standard for the portable music player industry, and it cemented Apple's place as the leader of the portable music player industry in general, and a leader in the industry in general. That is, with iTunes, where iTunes was largely popularized due to the sales of the iPod. The iPod saw many iterations over time, over the years, ranging from iPod Shuffle to the iPod Touch, the iPod Classic, the iPod Nano, and so on. But in recent times, a drastic decline in sales and Apple's website being edited to hide the iPod under the music section instead of on the home screen as before begs the question as to whether the iPod is finally done after 15 years. So in this video, I'll discuss as to why the iPod probably is done for and what Apple could do to bring it back into the market and many things like that. So let's begin. Now for the brief history of the iPod. Steve Jobs, like I said, set out to make the greatest portable music player ever. That was his vision. The first iPod was like none other. For its time, it had a sleek design, a scroll wheel for navigation instead of just clicky buttons all over the place, and a 5 GB hard drive. It weighed much less than the existing devices at the time, and despite its premium $399 price tag, it was extremely successful. It was marketed with the slogan as "a thousand songs in your pocket." By 2007, Apple had already cemented its place firmly as the greatest portable music player manufacturer, and it had left all the competition in the dust. The competition included Samsung's YP series, the once famous Sony Walkman series, and many other MP3 and MP4 manufacturers. All of them were left in the dust, and the term music player, when it came to your head, was actually the iPod. The term was directly associated with iPod. Whenever you think of portable music device, the silhouette of the iPod Classic is what comes to your head, the large square body and the large click wheel. So Apple had actually established themselves as the greatest portable music manufacturer, to a point at which portable music was actually directly associated with the iPod only. Whenever you go on Amazon or eBay, you can see the selection for portable music players as iPods and MP3s, not Walkmans or not so Samsung and MP3 players, just the iPods and MP3 players. The iPod on its own has become a category. So that's one of the greatest points in Apple's history. It cemented its place very well. And now I cannot compile the whole history into this video, so the links in the description to Wikipedia's timeline on the iPod, so you can go check that out. So now, why the iPod may be finally done for? One of the main reasons is the iPhone itself. So the iPhone has the ability to play songs, and recent developments in storage technology give bigger storage options for a lower price. That's what happened with the iPod Classic. It initially had a storage space ranging from 40 to 60 GB, and then finally from 80 GB to 160 GB. So its large storage capacity was its selling point, but it also had a fragile hard disk, and when it comes to SSDs, there's nothing to break when you drop it. So iPhones with cheaper SSDs, I mean cheaper storage options. Now the base storage is 32 GB, no longer 16. So iPhones which have all the features of that iPods don't have, which can play music, finally became an alternative to the iPod, as you can just buy a phone that has it all instead of buying one device to listen to music and one device to take a phone call. So you can just pay a bit more and buy one device at all. The iPad, it was also another reason to why the iPod may be be on its downfall, because the original iPad mini first generation cost only $70 more than the iPod Touch fifth generation. So obviously someone would pay just $70 more and get a much more powerful, larger device. Also, the Android competition was there. Asus's Google Nexus devices, the Nexus 7s were also around $200. They were cheaper than the iPod Touch 5th generation. Amazon's Fire tablets, or the Amazon tablet series, they were also much cheaper. And there were a lot of Chinese tablets that are also good, that were much cheaper than the iPod. Streaming music services was also another thing as to why the iPod may have died. Streaming music could be streamed from many other devices, and people would just not consider buying an iPod, paying $200 and buy an iPod when they can just stream music online. So what could Apple do to actually save the iPod? First is mainly the main reason is reduce the price. I mean, for $249 for an iPod Touch, where you can get a tablet for a similar price, no one's going to buy it. So they should really drastically reduce the price of all the existing iPod models and just make the iPod cheaper overall. They should make it more market friendly, such as iPod Touches with bigger displays. It's time to move away from the 4-inch display, and with more features, or they could make it more similar to the iPhone. And another thing is they should aim directly for the children's market, because that was the iPod's market initially. The iPod Touches actually, the iPod Touch's initial market was the children's market, so they should market it more towards children, add some children-friendly things, maybe accessories that would cater to children. I don't know what they could come up with, but in general, cater to the lower-end budget market and the children's market. And of course, they should advertise it more. The iPod is no longer advertised at all. I've never seen any advertisements. They've cancelled all the advertisements. They should actually advertise the iPod more as an alternative to the iPhone and as an option for the budget market. So finally, that's my take on whether the iPod is actually dead or not. It's up to you to decide whether you want to buy an iPod in 2016, or is it much more worth to just buy an iPhone or an Android phone and go all out with a device that can do it all, or whether you'll actually still want to consider buying an iPod maybe for your children or something like that. Like I said, Apple should step up their game in terms of iPod if they really want to keep the device in the market. Or maybe they might just kill it off once and for all. I don't know what they'll do. But the main point here is for them to reduce the price. So that's it for my video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. And don't forget to hit that like button and share. Thank you very much.